Alrighty, so we should be up and rolling. Don't need that right now. Okay. Let me see if I can find myself. If you come in, please say hello. That way I can follow. I can say hi back. There we go. There's Miss Yachty. Yachty, you did great, my friend. Okay, and I promise I didn't see the oops. I promise. We all have oops moments, my friend. We all do. So no stress there. All right, let's see. Trying to find myself. Why is it so hard to find myself sometimes? Okay, there we go. There I am. Now I can get myself into the group. And I'm so sorry. I don't know why it's like so up in my face. I need to figure out the Zoom part. I don't know what's going on there. Hello there, Miss Carla. Hello, Mama Connie. How are you, my sweet Connie? Thank you so much for being here, my friends. I really do appreciate it. Welcome into everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being part of the Just Journaling Around event. It is the once a month event hosted in my group that is dedicated to all things journaling, anything journaling. You know, I love paper crafting, and a lot of people have gone into the junk journaling, and it's become very popular. So that's why once a month, the second Thursday of every month, you can expect to see us here doing anything that is journaling related. Okay, you can be doing ephemera, you could be doing a journal itself, you could be just decorating pages, you could be doing a smash book, you could be doing all kinds of things. This month I gave the ladies a bit of a challenge and asked them to use greeting cards and their envelopes some way, whether it was in a journal, making a journal, any of those things. Okay. Hello there, Miss Alicia. Welcome in. Hello there, Roberta. Welcome in. Thank you so much. I am so glad that you ladies have liked this. I knew that for some it would be a challenge and you would have to probably like Google and give yourself some ideas. But that's the idea, right? Is sometimes for us to get out of our comfort zone and learn something new or try something new. So that's what I wanted to do with this month's event. And you know, we go. Well, everybody's been doing amazing. I am just so happy to have everybody be part of this event. And then we are picking up events again in the group. It's gonna be mostly Wednesdays, like every other Wednesday, just because here shortly school's starting up. So Mondays becomes hard. But if it's a break, if we have a break, it will be on a Monday. But if not, it's going to be on a Wednesday. So just know that that's coming, and I'm excited for it. If you want to be part of any of those events and you're not in the group for the creators, just send me a message and I'll get you in. And as y'all know, I'm low key. Just have fun with it. You know, respect each other's times and try to stay on theme. And you have to use paper some form. Does not mean that you have to do a journal every single time. You just have to incorporate paper somehow. The only one where you do have to do something that's specific to journaling is on the Just Journaling Around events. Okay, so I do say that. Hi there, Miss Susan. Welcome in. Hello, hello. And I wish that my phone holder would stay still. Okay, let me turn you guys down so you guys can see what I have on my desk. Obviously, I have some greeting cards, right? So there's my lovely Deb. So up after me is going to be the awesome Crafty chick. She is our sassy queen. I always tell her she's my sassy queen. I love her to death. So crafting with the Sassy Chicks 101. She's up after me, okay? I have obviously Christmas, as you guys can tell, right? I have some Christmas paper out. Here we go. I have some Christmas paper out, so we're going to be working with this, okay? Let me know. See, that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid of that it would swap me over. If y'all flip your phone, how does it look? I'm still trying to get the system back working for me. If y'all flip the phone, I wonder how that... Does it work? I wonder. Y'all let me know if you guys flip it over, it becomes skinny. Okay. All right. Let me see if I don't know if I can change it while I'm live though. That's the only thing. I don't know that I can change that. Let me see. Y'all wait a second. Let me see if I can do that. I don't know if I can change it while I'm live though. So I guess we're gonna have to roll with it. Yeah, the closed captions is usually on my thing, and I'm sideways. Well, I guess for today, y'all are gonna see me sideways, and I'll make sure to swap it back for next time, because I'm trying to figure out the settings on this. I can't go out and come back in, so it's just I was fiddling around with the things. I should not be touching it. I should let my husband deal with it. But anyways, that's what happens when I touch stuff. I make it wonky. So I have two types of papers. Okay. We have this one right here, which is very Christmassy. And then I have this one that has some gold foil to it. Right? You guys can see that, the gold foil there. And that is because of the type of cards that I'm going to be using today. So these are my greeting cards. Yup, that's what happens when I go to messing with what Gary's done. I should have just left it alone. I'm like, let me see if I can swap. Should not have touched any settings. Okay, so I have some Christmas cards. Okay, and they have the gold foil on them, as you can see. Okay. Nice Christmas cards. They are some larger size ones. See, this one has like little foil on it, really cute and pretty. And then we have this one. I know your birthday is Saturday, right? And then we have this one with the angel. Now this is an older card. Does it say when this one was printed? I don't know, but I picked this one up. And I think it's really cute. So we're going to combine these and their envelopes, okay? And we're going to use the paper to decorate. Yeah, see? I remembered. So first things first is I am going to open up my envelopes, okay? And we're going to start placement, okay? So hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing as far as placement goes, okay? So I have one open, and I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it in. Now I am not doing a journal per se. I am actually creating a folio. Okay, so you see that? Okay, and we'll get to gluing here in a bit. Okay, and then the last one. All right. I know, Miss Susan, that one with the angel is gorgeous. The last one is just going to be right here. So we're going to be gluing this, okay? And we're going to use the paper over here all right, to look at it. I can't do that, Deb, only because you remember I go through Streamlabs, and I don't know how to undo it without closing out, resetting everything, and then logging back in. So we're just gonna leave it as is. My goof, it is what it is. Okay, so this is the layout. Can you guys get that? All right. I know it's a little bit hard with the white to really see that, but we're gonna start gluing, and then it's gonna come together a lot easier. Okay, so first things first, we're going to glue the one that goes inside. Okay, we're gonna start by putting some glue right here and some glue in the back to go in there. Thank you. I thought they were pretty. And ironically, I find out that I do not have anything that is, and at least not where I store my paper, where I've already separated my papers. I don't have any Christmas gold paper. Like, what's up with that? How do I not have that? But y'all, we started at 1 o'clock with Miss Jamie, and we've been rocking every hour with a new creator. Actually, Miss Susan and Miss Ruthie, they actually were on for an hour and a half each. We were covering for Miss Cynthia, who is actually she is doing her Bible study this week. So they covered for her, which was awesome. So yeah. Hello there, Miss Sharon. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. All right. So many possibilities. If you wanted to, you could cut this open and have a pocket outside. Okay. But for now, we're just gluing inside. Okay. So this is glued. Okay, now I actually glued that in wrong. See how that happens? You're not the only one that goofs. We all goof sometimes. Lucky for me, I have extra envelopes. I'll use that for something else. Lucky for me, I have extra envelopes. Because of course, I would totally goof that up, wouldn't I? Alright, so let's make sure that these are the same size. No, they're too big. So those won't work. I know I have extras. I just gotta find them. Oh well, we'll do it this way then. Okay. Don't like using that, but it'll work. Alright, so I have these ones, but they're not going to work for what I want to do. Hello, hello. Hey there, Reckless Vintage. Hello, my friends. Welcome in, everybody. Hello there, Maritza. I probably sold it. Very funny. No, I actually haven't gone through most of my paper. But, no, I realized I don't really do gold Christmas. Like gold and silver. I normally do the traditional colors or the very non-traditional colors. So green and red, vintage, or the what you call that, or very like, hey there, Miss Jody, or crazy colors like pink or blue, or you know, Candyland type colors. So told y'all, we all mess up. We all make goofs sometimes, and I did. I put my glue on the wrong side for what I want to do, because I want to actually use this as a pocket. So I actually need to undo this. Non-traditional. Yep. How you doing, dear? That's what I said. So the whole like golden Christmas is not really my thing, but I love those cards, and so I was like, well, we'll use those. Okay. Alright, so let's try this again. But I'm gonna use my glue stick this time. I'm glad that you get to see me too. Welcome in, my friend. Alright, and to everybody, sorry that if it's all wonky, that's what I get for messing after my husband gets everything fixed. Because I went from not being able to use my camera, both of my cameras, to now I messed it up because I decided to go in and was like, oh, well, let me change the view between this and YouTube, because I'm streaming to YouTube. So yeah, that's what I get. You're attempting to install a printer. What printer are you attempting to install, my friend? I know Miss Yadi was saying that she just got a printer. It's an EcoTank. I love my EcoTank. I actually was telling Gare that I think I might need a second one, because I'm going to start printing printables and offering them on Whatnot. Some of my printables, I'm starting to do printables. And you have to, there really isn't a way to sell digitals on there, so that you have to actually offer them printed, because they want you to mail a physical item. A Canon EcoTank, cool. Oh, you gotta tell me how that goes. And so you're trying to get it connected to your laptop, I'm guessing, and that's where the issue is. Alright, so you love them. Which ones do you have, Miss Jody? Like, are they the big ones? And I don't know, has anybody heard of the Epson Ready Print program, where they like send you the printer, and it's like $14.99 a month, and they send you the ink and stuff? You got the Canon. Yeah, so it's well, you said it was an EcoTank, so it's probably the Canon EcoTank. Miss Susan, you're watching Big Brother. Oh my word, that show is old. Isn't that show old? I remember seeing that, like, oh my gosh. I think the kids were little at that point. Okay, so look at y'all doing the followers. That's so cool. I am wishing you all the luck in the world, my Cajun queen. Yeah, so I've been debating if I want to do that program or not. I actually think I'm going to cut some of this off, because it's a lot of paper. I don't know. She kind of stopped talking for a bit, so I don't know if she's still on here. He did, Miss Sharon. He graduated basic training for the Navy in January, and I'm actually going to Texas, to San Antonio, Texas. Next Saturday we leave because he graduates from his naval medical training, the basic naval medical training. And so he'll be graduating from that. So we're going to go see him. And I'm so proud of him. Oh, you use one for sublimation and one for printing. I had one for sublimation. I did that too. We got an eco tank and used it for sublimation. And then I decided that was really not my thing, and just sold it. Sold it all. You watched the first 3 seasons and then stopped. Thank you. Yeah, I am so proud. So he already has his orders. He will be coming to North Carolina after his graduation. They will be sending him over here to do his field medical training, because he wants to be a medic with boots on the ground, attached to a Marine team. So he has to also, while he's in the Carolinas, he also has to do the Marine basic training. So if it wasn't enough that he already did the Navy, now he has to do the Marine basic training, because since he will be attached to them, he has to be able to keep up with them. And then in January, after he finishes that, he will be leaving with the team that he gets assigned, and he will be sent to Okinawa with the Marine team. And they told them that he'll be there for 3 years. So that's going to be a little hard with him being that far away. But I'm very, very proud of him. It's what he wanted to do. So, you know, as a parent, that's all you can ask for. I am very proud of him. Very, very proud of him. You know, he's worked hard. He got what he wanted. That's what he had requested. And yeah, so he's done very, very well. Okay, so we have, like I said, we have these ones right here. Okay, now I might actually attach this one over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be creating the pocket by attaching my card. You've been watching me for look at you, 301 days. That is awesome. Thank you so much. That is so cool. I love that little feature. Yeah, it is going to be rough for him to do the Marine basic training and stuff, but I mean, I told him, I was like, sweetie, that's what you wanted. And he's like, I know, Mama, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be he's like, I don't want to be comfy, you know, in a hospital. I want to be on the ground where I can best serve. And I'm like, okay. Of course, you know, that means my heart as a mama is pounding, because he's going to be right where all the action is, whatever that action may be. But I am very proud of him. So I'm going to, you guys saw me cut it down. For one, it was dirty. I don't know exactly what it had, but I'm going to actually attach it here, okay, so that way, you know, we have the or actually, let's do this one here in the middle. Let's do this one here in the middle. Other than I have to make sure that I can still close, and I won't be able to close it there. I might have to do this one over here then. Your daughter was thinking of going into the Air Force or the Army. Though those are also very good branches to be a part of. So whatever she decides to do, let her know that we are very grateful for her wanting to join and serve. Really? He's going to finish his doctorate? That's awesome. That's really good. Okay, now there was one of these that didn't have... This one does say wishing you happy holidays. And this one, I think I'm going to do this. I don't think that I'll be able to see that part, but that'll be fine. Yes, I know, right? It's awesome when our kids get to achieve their goals, whatever those goals may be. It's just awesome, really. Like I said, I'm so proud of him being able to do what he wanted to do. Make sure, before I start gluing anything down, I want to make sure that everything's going to fit. So that is so cool, though, that he's going to get his doctorate. That is awesome. That is just absolutely wonderful. Okay. So I think I like what we got going on here. So we're going to start by... And I think I'm just going to do it this way. That way it does close properly. So this is not 100% straight. So this is throwing off my card over here. So I'm going to have to do a little snippet at it. I know. I agree. Our kids are... You know, I mean, just in general, you know, there's any of these kids that sign up, whether it was during World War II or, you know, how about all those kids that were like, they weren't even 18 and they signed up to go to war. Like, I mean, the bravery and just the sense of citizenship and love for their country to want to go and defend it is very... That's one of the things that makes me the most proud of my son. You know, because he was like, this is home and this is... I want to do... He wants to do something good, and like I said, that's why I'm so proud of this kiddo, because it does take a lot of guts for sure. It definitely does. So I am so proud. It's hard to contain it. Okay, let's see. Alright, so let me put some glue back here. You had an uncle and a papa that went in the army? Wow. Like I said, both the men and the women who sign up and just have that heart of service, you know, and they sign up because they feel that it is the right thing to do. You know, you always have those who go in for maybe the wrong ideology or something, but for the most part, our men and women that serve go in because they want to ensure that, you know, those that they love can continue to live in a free country and enjoy the freedoms that we have. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just so proud of my sailor. I love my sailor. Okay, so I glued the back, so this is still technically an open pocket. Okay, so it is still an open pocket. I am going to go ahead and try and cut this, and I do not know why I did not do that. Miss Susan, I totally understand where she was like, you know, it's hard to use these punches sometimes, because sometimes, oh my gosh, they do hurt your hand. You know, and if you already have hand issues, it's like scissors. Like, I can't fussy cut. I know there's some people who love to sit there and fussy cut. I can't do it. I just can't. You think I did it at least on the laptop, now for the phone and the iPad. There you go. Woohoo, Miss Carla, you got it. Look at you. My niece was in Iraq defusing bombs. Oh my word, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's hard. You know, it was like while my brother was off in both Iraq and Afghanistan, he did 2 tours. And while he was gone, let me tell you, my heart pounded, and I was praying every single day that he would come home. You know, that's all you can ask for, is and praise that he, you know, that those that you love come home. Because you never know. That's the thing about it. You really never know what may happen. So I'm gonna trim a little bit of the edge here off, just so that I have a little bit more of some stability, and it's not gonna be like right at the exact measurement. You had an aunt, she was in the Army and the Marines. Aww. Your foster dad was in the Army. Well, that's good that he's able to be retired now. Cause it is darn it, that is so wonky. That is horrible. Look, when I tell you I cannot cut straight even with a cutter, I can't cut straight even with a cutter. That is just ridiculous. That's just horrible. So, it is very hard on the families. I knew something was up when, because my brother gave me a call. I remember when he was finishing up his second tour, when he was in Afghanistan, and he gave me a call and said, hey, we'll be heading home, should be back, because, you know, they had to go through Germany, do a stop, do clearance, and then before they actually send them home. So he called me and he was like, yeah, so we'll be coming home. And I'm like, oh, that's great. It's like, but they want us to go do one last mission. And I'm like, okay. And then I saw the news on that there had been where a helicopter had been taken down, and I knew it. I had that gut-wrenching feeling. I knew it. I knew it was him. And it was. And I prayed and prayed and prayed because I didn't hear anything. And then I got a call. And he was in Germany at the hospital there. And he told me what had happened, and I was like, I knew it. I knew it. I was like, I had this feeling, and then I turned on the news, and I'm like, and now I thought I was not gonna have to go through that, because my oldest was the one we always thought was gonna maybe go and do something in the military, but he's decided a different path. So I was like, oh, I don't, don't have to go through that. And then Ezekiel decides that that is what he wants to do with his life. And same like my brother, he wants to be where the action is, feeling like he's doing more. So I will definitely be praying a whole lot. I mean, I already pray because, nowadays you have all these crazies that will try to do stuff even on our own bases here, so let alone overseas. Hey, Miss Susan. Ah, yep, you got to. Alright, so we have used 3 envelopes, 2 of the cards so far, right? Okay, and I'm actually considering leaving this one as is and using this card as the front, because I really do like the image of it, and using it as the very front image for us. So I think that's what I'm going to do. This is the Scotch permanent glue stick, and I do like this one for paper crafting. It is actually very good. Do you love this idea? Yay, thank you. I am so glad. Alright, so I'm gonna save that. We're gonna use this piece right here. These are those flaps that I cut, okay, and I just turned them over, and we're just gonna leave them there. And we're gonna glue this on here, and I'm just going to give myself a little bit of vintage photo. Just on the edges, make sure we don't see anything white on here. And then, and you can do this with or without the greeting cards. You can do it just with envelopes. So like if you grab a pack of envelopes at the Dollar Tree, you can make several of these just by gluing them. And you can make, you can continue adding to this, you can continue adding more pockets, and it will just get bigger. But this way, if you do it just with the things, you would have a pocket, you have a pocket, and it gives you a place to like put ephemera in it or anything of that kind of nature. So I'm going to glue this one right here. But yeah, hopefully you guys try this idea out. Like I said, it's something different. It's actually using those envelopes and using those cards, turning them into a little folio that you can add into a journal. Like I said, you can do this out of any size little, I'm just incorporating the cards as, you know, part of my decoration paper. And if you get colored envelopes, I mean, you know, sometimes you can get those really cute stationery envelopes that already have like a design on them. Those are cute. You can use those as well. I like that I have just a little bit of wiggle room with this. Where sometimes with the liquid glue you don't really have that. But once this is down, it's down. Okay? So that's the thing. Alright, so you can not put anything on this side, and then this is what you glue into a journal. And so let's say you're flipping through your journal, you get to this part and it's like, oh, pocket, right? Because normally you wouldn't have that. You'd have pocket, open this up, pocket, pocket, right? We're just adding the cards in here. Now you have spots to journal with. Okay, you have spots where you can decorate or journal. You still have your pocket there. This right here, I'm going to notch it so that I remember that there is a pocket here. Okay. Again, I know that there is a pocket here. And then you have a pocket here as well. Okay. Well, see, that's great. You can, I was debating about using some of the handmade envelopes that I have. I was like, well, no, because we're using greeting cards and they're envelopes, so let me show you how to do with this. But if you do your own envelopes, they have an image on them, so that's very, very cute. Okay, you already have something there. So on this last one, I'm actually going to add the second angel. Okay, I'm going to add that on here. Same thing, I'm going to, where did my inky thing go? But on this one, I'm going to round the corners of this. Actually, yeah, let's trim her down and make this into a pocket. Let's make this into a pocket. Hey there, Miss Vera Lynn. How are you? It was so sweet to see you earlier, my friend. It was so nice to see you on here and crafting. It really made my heart happy, my friend. I'm so glad to be able to see you. I know the things are not 100% perfect yet, but it is so nice to be able to see you. Okay, and again, I'm making a pocket, so I am going to notch this just so that because usually that's how I tell if something is a pocket or not. Okay, but if I want something, so like paper or something in the background, you're gonna want to put that first. I don't really have much of an issue with that, but I am going to stamp this and give myself some texture here. So hello to everybody, and I'm going to take, this is a big stamp pad, so I take my ink to my stamp whenever they're big like this, and we're going to stamp it on here, and then I'm just going to come over here And I know it's going to overlap, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. Because this is going to go inside of a Christmas journal at some point. I just wanted to cover some of this up. Okay? Does that make sense? Again, this is where you could put paper if you wanted to. I'm just stamping. Alright, and we're going to make sure that there's no white visible. Maybe you guys will try this little idea here. If you do, let me know what you think about it. Like I say, you can go with as big of an envelope or as small of an envelope as you would like. Let me get some down here. Okay, now for this, I am going to use my glue. I love big stamps like that. I do. I have several script stamps which I love to use for backgrounds. So, and I am learning that I do actually prefer them to be mounted on wood than the cling stamps, just because I find it such a hassle to have to pull out my clear blocks and stuff. So well, I hope that you get back to it, my friend. I really do. I really hope you get back into crafting and the joy that brings, because you know that's why we do this. We do it because of the joy that it brings. You know, it brings us joy. Remember to close that up. Clean some of this off right quick, because I don't want to have ink everywhere. Alright, so I do have this, which is this part right here, and I think I'm actually going to scallop it. I'm going to do something different. So we'll come this way so that I can see it. You know, I know life really does tend to put a bummer many times into our creative juices and stuff, but we have to remember that, you know, we all need to have that little outlet so that we have our inner peace. Okay? Alright, so this is what we're looking at. Obviously, I'm gonna be inking all of this up. And, you know, I'm like Miss Christie said earlier from Funky Junk, you know, there's times where we want to ink everything up, and then there's other times where it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anymore, you know. And that's totally fine. I mean, and there's some projects that really just don't lend themselves to doing any inking, and that's fine, you know. And then there's others that do. So whether you do or you don't, it is totally fine. So we have, this is the front. We used the card. We did take it apart. So we open up. We have a pocket here with this, which allows us to do some journaling. We have this pocket that we created out of the back half of our angel card. All right, we open up, we have a pocket here. I have this really beautiful card here. I open this up, I have someplace to write, and I have another pocket right here to put more things in. So I think these are a lot of fun. And again, you know, put some glue on this, put it inside of a journal, and there you go, right? So very cool. Like I said, I'm going to be inking all of this up. But I do like the idea of having this to put, because like these are pretty large cards. So now if I get any Christmas cards, I can tuck those in here as well. Obviously without the envelopes, because that might be a little too much. But you know, this is fun right here, right? You can add, you know, like the little gift tags that we get at Christmas time. You could tuck those in there, and that way you can keep them. This would be a way to keep those cards that you get. You can turn them into a little folio like this, and then add this into a junk journal or a scrapbook or something of that nature. So there's a lot of things that you can do with an idea like this, and it doesn't require a whole lot. If you're not comfortable sewing, this is no sew. It's all gluing together. So you don't have to do a whole lot of that part, because I know that sometimes that intimidates people who are newer to the journaling. And hey, you know, there's no need for that fear. But if you don't, you can do this. And again, this is a way to save those cards. If you have like a card where they wrote a nice message, you could turn that around and turn that into your pocket. You can't find your Wi-Fi. You can't find your Wi-Fi like on the printer, or you can't find it because it's not connected. I am going to watch Deb. She will be on at 9 o'clock. So here in the next 5 minutes, I'll actually be hopping off about a minute or two early, just so that I can go find her and get her into the group. But yes, I will be watching her. She will be finishing us up. Miss Christy from Christy's cottage, Crafty Cottage, she might come on, but we weren't 100% sure, so I didn't. Only hardwired. Okay, that's odd. Does the printer not have Wi-Fi on it? In the manual or whatever, does it show how to access the Wi-Fi for it? I don't know. I'm not 100% good at that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm kind of guessing here. I know a little, but, you know, for the most part, I'm kind of guessing. You messed something. Well, you probably just didn't do like a search for your Wi-Fi. You know, you're trying to do this on a weekday, so it's not like I can ask Gare for help, because he's trying to sleep and then he's got to run off to work. saw him. Because if not, I would have totally grabbed him. But it's got to be somewhere. Yeah, that's true too, Miss Ruthie. You might have to actually go into your actual Wi-Fi and, like, you know, make sure that it is finding the printer or something. You know, like looking for devices and stuff. You might have to make sure that it does that too. So, see, you know, you get plenty of help here from all your crafty sisters. We'll help somehow. We'll get figured out. Alrighty, my dear friends. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I love y'all very, very much. Okay? Lots of love. Remember to be kind. Kindness is free. Alright? And you can change somebody's world by being kind. We need more kindness in this world. Alright, I am going to go and make sure that we get our last presenter over. Thank you, Miss Ruthie, for helping today with the sharing. I really, truly appreciate it. I love every single one of you. Thank you, Miss Yadi. Thank you, Alicia and Connie and Carla and everybody who's on here. I really do appreciate y'all and love y'all